In this video, we're going to review the settings that you're going to need to install AutoCAD 2017. A lot of that's going to involve how you got your installation media. One is to download it directly from Autodesk's website. You go to the download page and you click on the download button. Now, there are a couple of options when you do this. There's one that's called Install Now, and there's one that's called Download Now. I suggest you use the download. Download the files first, extract them because they will be .exe files, and then install them from that. If you use the Install Now option, it has to download your AutoCAD files while it installs. And a lot of people have found that if you have a bad internet connection or it gets disrupted just a little bit, the whole process becomes corrupted, it stops, it just doesn't work well. And the problem with it is that you have to download it whenever you install it. So every time you go to install AutoCAD, you have to download it. So I suggest using the download option to download it first. Save those files somewhere on a drive. That way you always have it just in case you need to reinstall it on a new computer or you need to repair your software package for some reason. Regardless of how you get your installation media, when you go to start the installation, you'll get a window that looks like this. Up here in the top right are options to change to different languages if you've downloaded those packages. And then you have a couple of different options. This is the install button. You click this to start installing AutoCAD. Click on the exit button here in the bottom right to just leave this and not install anything. On the bottom left are three pretty important buttons: the README, Systems Requirements, and Installation Help. If at any time you have some trouble, you can click on either one of these, and this will open up your default web browser and take you to Autodesk's website. The button here in the middle, the Systems Requirements, if you click on that, again, opens up a browser, and it will show you Autodesk's requirements for your hardware to run AutoCAD. And the README file will have information on it to know about patches or other information that didn't get into any of the help or any of the other literature that you might have. Two other options here: Create Deployment and Install Tools and Utilities. These two options are used specifically by CAD managers or IT managers of a company that have to deploy AutoCAD on multiple workstations. You can create a deployment here. What that does is it sets up some basic criteria for how AutoCAD is going to work across your network. Your CAD managers, IT managers will use this tool here. It creates an executable file that can be run on multiple computers. The Install Tools and Utilities will install tools and utilities for people who have to manage the hardware and the software in a company. So you're going to use this install button right here. This is the end user license agreement. So you have to click on I accept to install it. Then click on the next button. Here we have the three main software programs that we want to install. This is for AutoCAD 2017. Click on the checkbox here. It should be filled out. That means it will install it. Down here on the bottom right, this tells you how much space is required to install the programs. And here on the right is how much space you have available on your computer. This path right here is where AutoCAD will be installed at. You can click on the Browse button if you want to put it somewhere else, but I suggest you just leave it in the default setting. So we have three objects here: AutoCAD, Autodesk Recap 360, and A360 Desktop. The Recap 360 program is extra software that works outside of AutoCAD that helps you process 3D point clouds, scanned imagery from like a 3D scanner from a job site or a project. It helps you process all that raw data into a format that AutoCAD can handle. So if you're not going to work with that, you can uncheck this and turn it off. I'm going to leave it on because I'm going to need it on my computer. And remember, at any time, you can always go back and install any one of these later on. So if you find out, hey, you know what, I do want to use that, not a problem. Run the setup again, click this box here, unclick the others and say install this. And if you already have any of these installed on your computer, it will give you a prompt and say, hey, this is already there. Now, the A360 Desktop is a companion to your Autodesk 360 account. An Autodesk 360 account is free, and it does give you a lot of benefits that you might want to consider. So to configure any of these, there will be a little triangle here on the bottom left of it. Click that, and that will open up some other options. So if there's anything here that you want that's not grayed out, like this BIM 360, you can click it to turn it off or on. That will install all these other options. So here's the Express Tools. I want that installed, and I want to create a desktop shortcut. I'm going to click on the custom options here, because here's a place where you can go and you can reduce some of the file size. You say, no, I don't want to turn any of these on. I don't want to install them. I'm going to install all of them though. The Migrate Custom Settings is something you might not want to install. You don't have to. If you don't have any previous versions of AutoCAD on your computer, then there's really almost no point to it. So that's something you could easily turn off and not have to worry about it. Same thing with the license transfer utility. So I'm going to turn everything on because I want everything. And when I'm finished, I click on this button here. So once you have everything set up the way you want it, simply click on the install button. Once AutoCAD has fully installed on your computer, you will get this window. It'll show you everything that's been set up. It might have a little button like this, and it will give you some information about what's going on. If there was a problem, something wasn't installed, it wouldn't have these green check marks. There'd be like a red circle with an X in it. But everything here has installed properly. We're finished. When you're done, just click on the Finish button, and then you're able to launch AutoCAD for the very first time.